emergency, but in this particular case, I agree with having the Department of Health, which does have some jurisdiction over groundwater in the sense of proven potability for water wells. At a email that I received that the EPA is going to study further potential impacts on hydraulic fracking, drinking water sources, and in today's Federal Register, or it doesn't say Federal Register, I received it as part of an email, that the EPA is accepting information through April 30th, and this information will include data, studies, scientific analysis, and other pertinent scientific information related to potential impacts of hydraulic fracking, fracturing on drinking water sources. For more information about the dockets, go to www.epa.gov, and for the studies, saying you can start with the EPA site. In the last natural gas meeting that was conducted in September, the Smyrna water testing program, which was covered, that Ms. Atmore contacted the county planning department, advising them their committee is considering offering well water testing to all the town private well owners in lieu of only the properties within the designated distance of existing gas wells as originally proposed. I would, if you want further information on this, I would contact the county planning department. And further, during that meeting, there was discussion of road use agreements versus road use laws, and it looks like that the consensus was basically that the best vehicle is actually a hybrid. That you do have a road law or road ordinance, but that is coupled with bonding and road agreements. So this has been done in, say, the town of New Berlin, as a road use law, which covers certain things, but so it is more generalized in the road law, but that you have road agreement with bonding, all right, to cover the town for the road improvements. In passing such, in doing such a road ordinance, it would be, it's important that it exempts certain activities such as dairy farmers with milk and trucks who have been doing this for the last 150, 200 years, carriages and tractor trailers, and concentrating more on high industrial use of the roadways. This may include commercial law in that regard as a high use, particularly during odd times of the year, as far as the use of town roads. The other notes on there, one about filing an amicus friend of the court brief regarding Middlefield Dryden cases. That's just, I don't know. Just a piece of news. There was a legislator in Pennsylvania by the name of Jesse White who was accused of DEP down there of deceptive practices because they did not share the water well testing for contamination with full results with the landowners. And share is concerned. They only, if you're going to conduct water testing, and which is a pretty, and test for a whole bunch of metals, that they don't just report a few of those metals, you know, what constitutes the water. So I share their, share his concern. And that's all I have for this month. Until we get to board concerns. Oh, I got one more, I'm sorry. Dummy, it was a big one. I attended a meeting, which was on MT on October 24th. And this is a preliminary meeting to review MT's potential pipeline project. The pipeline that is proposed would be a coated steel pipeline between 16 and 24 inches, pressure rated at 1400 PSI, which would proceed from their northern conjunction with the Tennessee Gas, the Dominion pipeline, and proceed and connect up with the Millennium pipeline someplace in Broome County. I don't see the township, but it would pass through the town of Plymouth.
I heard Windsor, New York.
That's where it's connected. Yeah, I see Windsor down here.
Yeah.
I see a big gap between the end of their green line and the Dominion and the Millennium pipeline. So I don't, you know, that's unknown. They have, part of that pipeline is already in place, okay, in the northern section under connection to the Dominion. They have proposed that they have a proposed pipeline south of that. And they're giving timelines that installation is dependent on permitting and approval of the SGICE. That would only, their timeline seems a little bit optimistic, considering I think they did that before the Department of Housing review. That's going possibly, that probably would require more public hearings on the SGICE. And it actually gives us something to do, because one of the things in the townships is just reviewing our road use and crossings for such a pipeline, which is different, a little different than putting a 100 PSI line across the town road. So that, but we do have, it would be under Public Service Commission guidelines and regulations on safety as far as how to construct it. But as in many of the cases like that, it depends on how well we're going to look at it and babysit the project ourselves, if it does come to pass. And if I understand correctly, that many people will oppose it.
Well, that won't be no different than the pipeline they already crossed 23.
It'll come with blood, it's unparalleled with this one.
It would be along the same right of way. Okay.
Basically the same thing.
Well, it's high pressure and
It's high pressure.
it's a steel line.
It's a 16 to 24 inch line. That line is a 12 inch line. It runs between 100 and 125 PSI.